Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. And today, as we always do, we will discuss what's happening in the markets and we will do our $1,000 dollar cost average, which has already occurred. If you don't know the show, and I don't expect you to know because it's just me and myself and a few others, every day I dollar cost average $1,000. And it's been pretty fun, and I've definitely considered dollar costing more. Like I think maybe something more like um, a 2,000, maybe a $3,000 a day. And the reason is I'm not sure this market's going to continue on very long, right? It doesn't seem like we're going to go for another 2 years before we have that epic fall that we always do in crypto. Like you've seen this before. Like something like this, but can you imagine this going down, but then not coming back up like it did here, just continues going down? This is completely possible, and it just slides down, and it doesn't go down here actually. It would stay around here. It would hover around 30, maybe drop down to like 20 something, and then come back up. But it would just stay there for a long time, like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I don't want to wait that long. So what my game plan is to DCA. So you can imagine if we are like here, which is probably a good analogy for where we are, dollar cost average all the way up and then start DCAing out. Well, actually, I wouldn't DCA out. I would sell pretty significantly out of this market. And that is what I want to do. So to do that, at my rate, $1,000 a day, could go on for quite a bit of time. I think we should increase that to maybe 2 or 3, possibly a 4, maybe not a 5 per day to make this work. And the allocations can be just Ethereum again, or it can be something more than Ethereum. It could be Ethereum, Solana, a couple other things. This is the game plan. But I have not made my mind yet. But we will do so soon. If there was enough people watching this, we could do a poll, but there's not, so we can't. If we look at the markets today, we can see that we are hovering around the 43 mark, and we've been here for quite a bit of time. We dropped a little bit yesterday down to about 41, but we came. Oh, that was the day before yesterday, and we've just been like kind of huddling around. Now we have to wait for a breakout, either up or down. But with this death cross that happened day before yesterday, I suspect we're going down. But I don't think we're going down here to about 30K. I don't think that's happening. I think we're staying out here, right? I think if we go down, we're going down to these wicks. Maybe a little lower to 38, but I don't think we're going much further than that. And why, you may ask, are we going that way? The reason is and so this is the bull market support band, right? This is the 50-day, this is the 100-day. The 50 over the 100 is how we get this death cross. And these bands here are the 21 and 20 week moving, simple and exponential. When we bounce off of the support band right here, or whenever we do, and we come back, we never actually break past lower than that number. So we bounced here at about, you could say 40K, right? The plus or minus. Like, I mean, the lowest wick is about 39. But what you're going to notice here is the lowest wick is about 39. The lowest wick here is about 39. It's really wild, right? And we're never actually supposed to bounce lower than this. If we do, then we've actually broken complete like support. Now, of course, this is going to happen in a market, right? It's not like it's not going to ever, but it's very interesting. This is something that definitely gives me support that we may not go down to 30K, that we may hover up here, and that we may want to dynamically dollar cost average deeper, because this may be the lowest we get until we hit 100K. That's an important point, right? That's something to notice and something to take seriously. I would not want to flummox this and assume that we're going down lower and then not, like many of us and myself did here. We expected this to go down even lower, but it did not, right? And we stayed here. And if we went back further, we would have seen, and there was no support, right? There was no, I mean, like we hit these lines, and you can see that we had some like solid lines here, solid support, that we bounced off the 50, I get the 50-day moving average, and we held it there, right? But I'm not very confident that we're going to go much lower. So I think the time is to start DCAing a bit more aggressively. So maybe in these cases we do jump up to a 5K a day, to really make use of what we have. Because this will change. Eventually, we'll get up to here, and when we get up to like 60K, I'd want to take it down. I'd want to be doing $1,000 a day, because that's when, if you're dynamically dollar costing average, your risk levels are higher up there. So to ensure that I have a better cost basis for purchase, I would like to do so here. But this is the market currently. These are my hypotheses currently, and I believe I can note this down here. So I will start noting these things down as support. There are other things though that interest me as well. The DXY, which is the US dollar, has been crashing, as you can see. It's been on a downtrend. And that's good news for Bitcoin all the time, every time. When the DXY crashes, Bitcoin goes down, up. When the DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. And it's basic economics, right? What's happening is people are taking money out of um, the currency when things are not looking so great and putting it into alternate assets. And when these alternate assets don't look so great, or those assets, those conventional assets like currencies and what like USD are great, they'll move their money back. And so this is the dynamic. And we see it coming down. I mean, we just saw a big green candle here. This is like, this is a nice green candle. I wonder what's going to happen. It might be another uptrend, might be another downtrend. Let us see. Let us watch. We have done our daily DCA. This wasn't 44 minutes ago. It was quite some time ago, 4 hours ago, almost 5. So we're at 4K now. So our shrimpy. I don't know why they use the word shrimpy. It doesn't. It's just, it sounds kind of ridiculous to me. But let's let that load. Shrimpy, we're at 4K. I put a little bit more than 1,000 today because there were some fees that I wanted to cover, so we're right nice at round number. So okay, I see. 3996. Earlier today was a little higher. That's because we dumped just a little bit. But yes, this is this morning, and then this is, I guess, yesterday is when it landed here, or last night, early last night is what it landed. Right. So I found this article pretty interesting. This is Vitalik, who you all know. This is the founder of Ethereum. Talks about how we're probably not going to have cross-chain functioning so much. Like, it'll be a lot more multi-chain systems, kind of like what we have now. We have like a Cardano ecosystem, we have a Solana ecosystem, ETH ecosystem, and a Bitcoin ecosystem, and they don't communicate so well. And I understand Chainlink's trying to do this, but they don't communicate so well. And the reason they don't do this, or Vitalik hypothesizes that we won't do this, is because of the risks associated with doing so. If you have a 51% attack on your blockchain, hypothetically, hard to do on ETH, hard to do on a lot of the big ones, but if you do, you're going to run into issues where your ETH, your transaction might get reversed, these kind of things, right? But you won't actually lose your currency. Your 100 ETH will still be 100 ETH on your ledger, or wherever you keep it, your cold wallet, wherever it might be. But if you have interoperability between ecosystems, and then you have a 51% attack, you can have that ETH completely disappear. It can be completely stolen. If there's $100 million of ETH on a bridge between Solana and whatever, it could be Ethereum, and you get a 51% attack there on one side or the other, that bridge could collapse and you could have all your ETH taken away. And that's risky, that's dangerous, that's scary. That is what frightens people, right? Having all your funds gone, your whole nest egg. And this is what he hypothesized, and he lays out some great examples. But there is one thing, the thing that comes to my mind is that this is something to think about now in 2022. But then 2030, will we have overcome these problems? I suspect we would, right? I think we would. I hope we would, but we'll see. Another interesting thing I saw on the news today, and it's kind of a slow news day. Nothing really is happening. Yesterday was pretty interesting. But Arkansas is offering a $10,000 to move there if you're a STEM employee, so science, technology, engineering, or math, or blockchain professional. And you have to sign a lease for a year. You have to be at least 24 years old, or you have to have 2 years of work experience as well, and or you can purchase a home. But you also need to live outside the state right now, and you cannot be a U.S. citizen. That's fine, but you have to be eligible to work. And what's interesting about this is it's backed by the organization that's doing this. The Northwest Arkansas Council is backed by the Waltons, who own Bitcoin. I mean, sorry, Walmart, which I found very, very interesting. Right? It's pretty cool. Um, Good for them. Like this is some older people that are actually like thinking about the future and thinking about how to incentivize people at our age group and whatnot. Because before this, before they offered $10,000 Bitcoin, they actually offered $10,000 cash. But this is a great move because $10,000 Bitcoin is definitely going to cause a bigger splash than the other. And the last thing I want to show you today is this. This is January 21, and this is August, September 21. And look at this spike. Wow. This is an actual hockey stick. It's really unbelievable. And I think this is great. The only thing that makes me nervous, and I'm building an NFT now. The only thing that makes me nervous is that we're gonna have a crash, something like that, and it's gonna be pretty devastating. It's gonna be pretty gross, but it's almost inevitable, right? Like when the Bitcoin market crashes, this is going to crash as well, and it's just a part of the. I feel like saying it's a part of the game. But yes, quite interesting things. Well, this about wraps up what I have to say today. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go down to 30 anymore. I think it's going to go down to maybe 38, 39-ish, possibly, with the impact of the death cross, but I don't know if it's going to go so far down. It would be unusual. If it did, I'd also be quite nervous for the entire market. Like, are we going to recover, or is this like a big sloping downtrend that's, just begun and we're really, really going into the depths? Like we're going down, down, like deep, wherever that is. I'm not sure. Well, maybe not that deep. That's like $1,100, but maybe if we break that, we might go down to like 15 or something, 20. Yeah, maybe more like 20K, right? Something like that. And that's nerve-wracking. I'm not sure. I don't know where support is, but yeah, it might be 20. I don't know. Yeah, it could be that. Maybe 17, possibly. And then we have something at 12. Yeah, that is 12. I'm not sure, but let's find out. Let's see what happens.